We're now going to move on to take a look at how we would edit the shortcode sections that exist under the Lesson Types tab. We're here on the home page of our content management area. And we can see here the section New Lesson Options with the shortcode Lesson Type Shortcode Category 8. Please bear in mind that when viewing this training series, what you may see here may be different than on your website, depending on how this was set up by our team. However, you can easily understand which shortcode category you need to edit by viewing the section and viewing the header of the shortcode category. So in this example, we're going to edit what appears in the New Lesson Options section, and we can see that to edit this content, we have to navigate to the Lesson Type category. To edit the Lesson Type shortcode, we need to navigate to the Lesson Type tab on the left-hand side. We are then presented with three options: All Lesson Types, Add New, and Categories. We want to use one of two options here, either All Lesson Types or Categories. If we navigate to All Lesson Types, we will see a list view of all of the lesson types that exist within this section throughout your website. You can find a lesson type by using the Search Lesson Type option in the top right-hand corner, or by navigating through the pages. We would advise you, however, to always use the Categories tab. By clicking on the Categories tab, we will then be presented with all of the categories that exist throughout your website, and these will relate to the specific page in which they appear. So in the example of our home page, New Lesson Options, the shortcode was Category 8. Whatever appears within this section on our home page will be visible within the category Home Page. We can also see that this is the correct category number by hovering over the category and leaving the cursor. And in the bottom of our page, we can now see some text. And if we navigate along, we can see a section that says tag _ID equals 8. This means that this category is Category 8, which is why on our page, our home page, we saw the category number 8 within the New Lesson Options section. To edit the content within this category, we need to navigate across to the Count column. And we can see here that we have 6 next to the Home Page category in the Count column. This means that there are 6 options existing within this Home Page category. To then edit this content, we simply need to click on the number, and we will then be presented with a list view of the options that appear within this category. Let's now take a look at how we would edit the text content for a specific lesson type within a category. We're here on our list view within the category for the Home Page Lesson Types section. If we go across to our live website page, let's have a go at changing the text for the header Lesson Type 1, the short description below, and the text that appears within the pop-up. To do this, once you've navigated to your category, choose the correct lesson type or option from the list view. What you see here will directly relate to what is visible in the headers on your live website page. Let's choose Lesson Type 1. The header is editable in the section at the top, and to change this, simply move the cursor into the section, add your new text, and click Update. Once the page is refreshed, refresh your live website page, and we can now see the new header sitting below the image. To change the text or short description that appears below the header, we just need to move to the text field below. We can choose the visual option or the text option. We always advise that you use the text tab and edit the text that's visible within the arrows. To do this, move your cursor, delete, or edit the text, and view this in the Visual tab. Then go ahead and click Update. Navigate across to your live website page and refresh the page to view your changes. Finally, let's look at editing the text within the modal or pop-up. To do this, scroll down the page to your modal text section. In this section, you won't see a visual or text option, so you can go ahead and edit the text as you see it within this field section. Once you've made the changes, click Update and preview the changes on your live website page. We can now see that the text has changed within the pop-up. Within your Edit Lesson Types section, you're also able to define which pages or categories lesson types will appear on. This gives you greater flexibility to allow multiple lesson types to appear on multiple pages, rather than having to add these lesson types for each category or page. So let's say, for example, I've added my new lesson type, new text with a new description and modal content. Currently, this is appearing on our home page, just here. But for instance, I also want this option to appear on my coaching facility page. And I can do this within the lesson type area. We can see on the right hand side a category section. Currently, the checkbox applies to the home page, meaning that this lesson type will appear on the home page under the lesson category. To add it to another page or multiple pages, simply hit the checkbox and hit Update. If we now refresh the page and navigate to our coaching facility page, we can also see that we now have our lesson type option appearing within the coaching facility page. Let's now move on to focus on how we can add a new lesson type to our lesson type shortcode category sections. We're here on the home page. On the home page, we currently have 6 lesson types added. We want to add an additional lesson type to this section. Therefore, we need to navigate to our home page, moving down the page, we can see that this section is related to a shortcode category area. We need to navigate across to lesson types. To add a new lesson type to this category, we can do it one of two ways. Firstly, we can click Add New, create the new category, add a description, add our button links where relevant, and input our modal text. Finally, we then need to define which category we want this lesson type to appear in. Let's go ahead and choose for this lesson type category, the lesson type to appear only on the home page. And finally, click Publish. If we now navigate back to the category section, find our home page, we can see that the count column number is now increased to 7. And we can see this new lesson type has been added to this category. You can go ahead and refresh the page, and the new lesson type has been added, although we need to input the relevant featured image or hover image. Alternatively, you can go to Categories, choose the Count column and select the number. Hover over a lesson type, which is in the current format you may want to use, and click Duplicate this. Automatically, you'll be taken back to the list view, but this duplicated lesson type is now visible at the top as a draft. Click on this lesson type, change the name, edit the description, the buttons and the imagery, and finally click Publish. We can see that automatically the home page category is ticked.